Okay guys, so we have a very special item in front of us here, and I'm going to talk about it and how it's going to be used at the off-grid tiny house. So first I'm going to remove this cable and just put him down here. So my dad recently bought for himself, and I helped him assemble and move it, basically it's a workbench for his garage. And it has a ton of storage, plugs, the whole deal. When he purchased it, he won some kind of special thing, and we got this propane powered generator inverter for free, which is awesome. Now this is a Ryobi, and it came with a cord here. This cord is screws into here, and then it goes into a 20-pound cylinder. Now that's great and all, except I have 100-pound cylinders now. So I went over to my local propane accessory dealer guy and picked up a nice 10-foot cord that'll do the same thing, and I can plug this into my 100-pound cylinder. Now I'm gonna get a bunch of nonsense about, well, you're not off grid if you're on propane. Well, technically that's right. So let me turn the inverter around, since it's a heavy beast. Well, not too heavy, but okay, so this is a 700 running watt propane powered inverter, 900 starting watts. Me and my dad have played around with this and tested this thing, and it is very good. We rarely see a propane powered anything where we are. When we went to the US a few times, we did see propane generators, and we were shocked and amazed at them. And now we finally got one here in Canada, especially for the nice price that we got it for. So basically, we started out playing with the hose that shipped with it on my dad's 20-pound cylinder he had at home, which is basically the one I gave back to him that I was using here at the trailer to run my stove for a couple years. And then I after some nonsense, I figured out we had to this is the cord that came with it, like I say. Down inside of this cord is what they call a Schrader valve, similar to what's on a bicycle, or basically what a bicycle valve is. And what happened was, after we used the generator a few times on little stuff, we had issues. So what I had to do, just messing around, we didn't know really what was going on, but I knew it was something to do with the gas wasn't getting in the generator. So I took my little Schrader tool and backed out the Schrader valve a little bit inside of there, fixed the problem. So if you guys run into that on these Ryobis, that's all you got to do. Now this thing is pretty awesome. We tested it on running a bunch of loads, and we tested it on running a 5,000 BTU window air conditioner. So guess what, guys? The tiny house window air conditioner will be running on this guy next year, because we're at the end of summer and I don't really need it at this point. So one of my 100-pound cylinders will be dedicated just for the Ryobi generator, and the other one will be dedicated for everything else in the tiny house, which is my propane stove, well, propane fireplace slash stove, propane hot water on demand, and later I'll get a propane. I got butane right now for my cooking, but later I'll get a propane stovetop or something. But anyway, this solves the air conditioning crisis we have at the tiny house, because we don't have air conditioning in the tiny house. Oh my, tiny house is shaking because of the wind. So next year this will be running completely on propane, powering my window air conditioning for the tiny house. Awesome. So I'm gonna highly recommend the Ryobi. I haven't ran it too long, but it does come with basically everything you need to start. It comes with the hose, comes with a fresh can of oil, and it comes with the instructions how to maintenance and everything like that. Nice little unit. Now the only downer is it is a pull start, so maybe next generation they could have like an automatic clicker, which would be cool. I don't know if they can do that though with propane. It's standards and safety and everything. But this guy is going to be not run inside the tiny house. Obviously it will be mounted underneath the tiny house somewhere once I figure that out. And then now I gotta remember, I gotta be able to pull the cord under there easily and prime it, and also fasten it in a way that no one steals it. So there you go. So I can go 10 feet from my tanks. And then the other thing is, anything else I need to power, I have at my fingertips basically. If it can run a window air conditioner, that's pretty awesome. Now, here we go. Let's get into it. Here comes the comments. Well, you're not off grid if you have propane. Okay. Well, tell you what. If you want me to be off the grid completely and be able to run a window air conditioner, my hand's out. I'm ready for you to pay for that, because running a window air conditioner on solar is super expensive. You need a dedicated 24 volt or higher large battery bank, and the solar panels and MPPT charge controller to go with that, just to run one item, a window air conditioner. That's it. So I don't have that kind of money, so $80 worth of propane to get me through a cooling season sounds pretty damn awesome. Also guys, about this generator, a 20-pound cylinder will run this guy for 60 hours. I'm guessing that's while idling or under light loads. But this unit has built-in load sensors, or it's a smart controller built into this thing where if it's not drawing, if there's no real demand or load on the unit, it will idle down and save on fuel. So it's pretty energy efficient that way, which is pretty awesome. Now, this baby is going to be awesome because air conditioning in the tiny house was one of the major factors, guys, that I could not get my mind around, because you can also do it with a gas generator. This guy's not very noisy either, which is a real bonus. So this guy I'm gonna run for my window air conditioning in the tiny house here, and I think I'm gonna love that. I'm gonna definitely love that. And the nice thing about that is it's gonna help dehumidify the tiny house. It's gonna suck that humidity that's trapped in here out. And then with the new wood stove, eventually when I get that hooked up, that will definitely cook out and dry out the tiny house as well. Because we want a nice dry building. We don't need humidity out the yin-yang like in the beginning days that I had lots of issues with humidity. So I was going to come over here today and attempt to put the panels up, because it's the only day I have off at this point. but it is so damn windy outside that is unsafe for me to be up on a ladder on the tiny house. I'm literally sitting in the tiny house and it's going like this right now. Because of the crazy weather we're about to receive. Like I said, we're having a cold and a hot front hit each other. So that's normally makes tornadoes and stuff. So, yeah, might be in trouble. So, but for now, oh, by the way, I did already try this on the tiny house. I didn't film it because we were basically, me and my dad have been so busy with work, it's unreal. But we were able to sneak over with this guy once I got the hose. I hooked it onto the one of my cylinders. One of my cylinders is full. I didn't bother filling the other one yet. I definitely will though, sometime. And I tried it, started right up, working off of the 100-pound cylinder off the back of my tiny house. No problems. So once I figure out mounting and everything for the generator, we will go ahead and then I will run a heavy-duty extension cord from the generator to the window air conditioner and then just go from there. Now, that's the only way to get around it, guys, because I do not have, well, I don't have too many options with the generator, so that's just the way it is. That's how I'm gonna have to run this beast. But at least it'll be outdoors, it'll be vented properly, and then when the air conditioner kicks off, this thing will sense that and drop down and idle down so it's not taking up too much fuel. And then when the AC comes back on, this thing will rev right back up again. So pretty cool. Now it'll be interesting to see exactly how much the generator works, how long it works on a 100-pound cylinder, especially under a heavy load like a window air conditioner. But that's super amazing that this little guy, and we got it by a total fluke surprise, was the answer to my air conditioning issue for the tiny house. Because I didn't have a plan. Basically I don't have the money to afford a huge system to be able to run an air conditioning. Other stuff I've basically taken care of just off some crappy little batteries. But I definitely got to upgrade and get new batteries. Oh, yeah, I'll shoot that in another video. But anyway, guys, that's pretty good. Awesome stuff.